Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille. Today is 17th of August 2020. Welcome to video number 234. Let me ask you a question. Do you know how to own your life and be able to start it today? That might sound crazy, but I want you to take you for this very simple exercise that might surprise you in its results. And so, let me just ask you a question. What would you do if today, if you're watching this in the morning, or tomorrow if you're watching this in the evening, if you would found out that on your account there's like $100 million, and you won't be is such a huge amount of money that you would never be able to spend it on whatever. So you don't have to do it for the rest of your life just because what you've got on your account. And you may say, "Oh my God, another some crazy, self-development idea." But before you're gonna stop the video and before you're gonna say this is stupid, just follow along. Just give me a shadow of a doubt that maybe there's something more to it, because you might be surprised. Because I want you to kind of ask yourself this question, because at the beginning, the first thing that you're gonna do, you're gonna say, "Oh, I would buy a huge house. Oh, I would buy a car, or I would, buy a jet." Or, yeah. We know all of this craziness is just the first thing that comes to your head, and it's like obvious and kind of expected reaction to this crazy idea, because you know that it's not going to happen. So you go extremely bonkers in your ideas that you would realize. But I want you to kind of sit down and after you go through all of that crazy ideas, ask yourself, what would you really do? What your day to day would look like if since tomorrow you would not have to go to work? If you would basically know that there's enough money for you to live off it, and probably your kids as well, and their kids as well. Because it's easy to say, yeah, I would buy this or do that, but then how would your day would look like? Because you're gonna wake up tomorrow, and you know that you've got all the discussion. What do? You're gonna get up, you're gonna drink your coffee, and then what? Because you see, the moment you kind of go over this craziness of this idea, then you start to see, and if you allow yourself to kind of ask yourself and go deep enough, you'll start to see that after those craziness, you'll start to ask yourself a real, legitimate question. So what would I do? If I don't have to be scared about, working for money, if I don't have to be scared about, what is going to happen, what is the really thing that I really like to do that I would do? Because you see, this is the problem, that so many of us are starting, or we look at life from completely wrong perspective. Because we are scared about money, we are scared, that we have to keep our job, because we've got to take care of our family, and then us, or what we want is at the end of the scale. But then I want you to ask yourself, what do you really give to your kids? What do you really project on your girl if you have this kind of approach? Because you think it's reasonable, but this is my family. I'm supposed to take care of them, right? But then you try to do all of this, and it's good. I assume you can be proud of yourself if you're doing this, if you're taking care of your family. But then this is what you think. I'm taking care of them. I'm doing everything so they would have the best life possible. But then if you look from their perspective, you will see that what they see is that you're miserable. They see that you don't have time for anything. You don't enjoy life. You're basically always tired. There's no you in you. And if you look at this from this perspective, you might start to think, is that really, is my strategy really works? Because if I want to give them the best and what they see is my misery, is that what I wanted? Is that the result that I was trying to accomplish? You see what I'm saying? So then, this whole idea is kind of crazy, and that I like this kind of crazy ideas, because if you allow yourself to just stay with it and just apply it and really ask yourself this kind of stupid question, really. If you go over the craziness that what would you do, win the lottery, if you really ask yourself, what do I really want from life? This is the thing that you're supposed to start with. Because let's think, if you're like me, and I'll just should just few hobbies of my life, just to give you an example. If I would say, okay, so if tomorrow I have all the money that I have and I want and I need for me and my family, maybe I would finally go and rent a place and just buy a huge drum set and just playing the drums just for fun. Maybe I would go and start doing photo shoots, as I always loved to do for years. Maybe I would really go and go through my bucket list and just try to enjoy life as much as I can. Because then if you start doing this, then you'll start to see that now I'm starting with something that I love, something that helps me to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Then you probably understand where I'm going with this. That will have completely different kind of impact on your family, on your girl, on your own life as well. Because then whatever happens, we all gonna have to go struggle through life, find money, work here, do this or that. But then if you start with having something that makes you happy, makes you feel joy in life, then whatever you do, even though it's grind and it's hard, you've got a different perspective. And then what your kids and your girl sees is not that you grind through life just to make a living, but then you grind through life, but there's something that you're passionate about, and you come back to that, and this happiness, this is what you pass on. Your passion for your hobby, this is what they'll see. My father worked very hard through whole his life, but what I saw in him is this passion for this one little thing, and that's exactly why I'm following my dreams. And you see, that might be surprising that from this kind of really absurd and stupid really question, if you look at it close enough, you'll start to find that there might be things that you're thinking for years now, that you just pass on, and meaning that you're putting it on a shelf because I've got to work, I've got to take care of my family. But maybe this is something that you're supposed to start with. Just to give yourself hope, give yourself joy, give yourself enjoyment of life. Because that will be much more important, and this is what they will remember. The people that you're so close and you're trying to take care of them, this is what they will remember, rather than you grinding to give them another iPhone that they don't really need. You know what I'm saying? So that's why if you want to start to own your life, you've got to start with yourself. You've got to start with basically allowing yourself to be happy, allowing yourself to take the things that you dream of doing and spending time with for years. And there's no excuse. There's just one thing to do. Make yourself happy. That's it. So, this is what I want you to take from this video. Don't put it away. Don't put it on a shelf. Don't think that there's something more important than you being happy. Because the one thing that they'll remember, one thing that your wife, one thing that your kids gonna remember you for is that whole thing, that whole life that you've been grinding through. Was that even worth going through that? Because if they'll see passion, if they'll see love, if they'll see that there's something that you loved and you pursued, this is what you're going to pass on. Happiness, enjoyment, and pursuit of your dreams. Sounds cliche? But if you do it, you understand that it's going to change your life and their life as a consequence. So think about it and do something about it. Because owning your life doesn't start with you winning the lottery or just grinding through life to give someone else something that you never had. Owning your life starts when you just basically allow yourself to be happy. If you like this video, like, share, comment. If you didn't, comment as well. Tell me what you think and what you experience in your life. And if there's anything you want me to talk about, just give me a shout. I'll be glad to do it for you. And that being said, See you tomorrow.